Hey traders, TG Watkins here, and I wanted to show you guys in this newsletter something that I talked about and posted in the Moxie room. So for the traders, subscribers in the Moxie room, back on March 30th, 31st. So about, 15, 14 days ago. And what it is up here, if you read it, is I was saying that Bitcoin, GBT slash Bitcoin, and is that you can see that the price is at the weekly arch of the foot and daily has crossed the 50, but it hasn't tested it. So I'll show you what this looks like visually, but I said that I would love to see a pullback into support, verified, and then go long. This is back when we were thinking, okay, is this going to be bullish or bearish? But what I could tell you is I was expecting a pullback first, and then we will have to reassess if it's going to be bullish upon that pullback. And then the next day, I said seeing many names that have been behaving like GBTC, so Bitcoin, where they are at the weekly 21s, which is the arch of the foot, and should pull back to the ball of the foot to test the possible support. Now, all this arch, whatever, this is the elf shoe pattern that I talk about. And the reason I have these patterns is because if you can recognize the pattern and you know it, then you can recognize what part or what portion of the pattern you are in, and then you can actually work with it because then you know, oh, I should not be going long at this point because it's likely to pull back because it's at this portion of the pattern. And I said here, the daily has price crossing over the 50, but it will need to move down to possibly test the 50. Now, let me show you at the time what this looked like. This is a screenshot from when I made that post. Back here, you can see it was March 30th. And you can see that I was saying already right there that you can see, let me kind of use a different color. You can see that price right there was already running into what I call the arch of the foot. And you can see price was already up here. And you can see right here that it had crossed the 50. And even March 30th and March 31st, I said we should be expecting a pullback to at least the daily 50. And then we'll have to reassess from there. So I could say all the way from back here that price was likely to go to where that X was. And I drew that without even price being there. Now, take a look at where we are currently. And then you can see right here that as I zoom in and you can see where we went, that was, let me put my cursor on March 31st. So there you go, 30th right there. And that was where I was making that post and saying, hey, we should at least go back to the daily 50. And boom, we made it. Now, it did it on a drop. It went even lower. That's fine. I'm just saying that the whole purpose of my patterns that you can recognize is to know that it is risky to go long there and that you should be expecting a pullback. So maybe if you wanted to go short or take a trade that went down here, you could do that. Or maybe you could sell some calls or call verticals or something to that extent. Or if you want to buy puts, or just wait until it actually comes down here to see if this eventually becomes bullish. But the whole point in my communicating this and saying that this is the arch of the foot, the price is going to move back down, is that this is not a good place to go long. And that is how those patterns work out. So if you guys enjoy this and if you enjoy how I talk about this stuff, and I can show you that from a couple weeks ago, I totally nailed the next movement that was going to go on, come join us over at the Moxie room, and I'll see you in there, and we can do some more trading along these lines. Thanks again, guys. Talk to you later.